All right, all kinds of problems this morning. I mean, like all kinds of problems. Now I got to find my battery thing. The camera that I got from Kelly, I have been trying my hardest to get that thing to work, but it just the only way I can try, the only way that it will work according to it. Oops, that goes into here. Come here. Oh, come on. I'm having issues this morning, people. All right, so Kelly Bullock got me this camera, and it's this thing. And the only picture quality you get with that is the lowest grade there is, and it's like super fuzzy and it won't focus and all of that stuff. It is not a good camera, in my opinion, because it's too complicated to figure out. Well, then every time you try to check it, make it go to high def or a better resolution, it wants you to go subscribe and pay a fee every month and all that just to use a stupid camera. So, anyways, Kelly got me that camera. I mean, I paid him back for it and stuff, but he still went out of his way to find one for me. And I just can't. I've been trying for months to get the thing to work, so it just don't work. I'm back to my Logi. So, anyhow, at least this one you can see what's going on. The colors ain't right, and sometimes it goes out of focus, but it works. I don't know what it is. This technology crap is too much. I mean, if everything's going to be this fancy, it should just work every time. I mean, you should just plug it in. It should, with the amount of technology we have today, any of these cameras, you should just plug them in and click on them, and it should work just fine. You shouldn't have to pay upgraded fees and all that stuff. But that's why they sell you those cameras for the cheaper price. It's just like GoPro. I tell you, I use GoPros. I hate them. They overheat. The batteries don't. If it's hot out, the batteries go dead fast. You think you're recording, and they stop recording. And even if you put shade over them on, and it just whatever. I'm trying to find an action camera that is actually. I mean, bar going buying an actual camera, but I have learned with the GoPros, use 32 gig cards or smaller, so they're not trying to write so much, and try not to record more than 5 to 7 minutes at a time during the heat. And if you do that, usually your video is okay. Also lower your resolution from 4K down to 1080, and then they don't get as hot as bad. But you figure for this kind of technology, the things would be able to keep cool, and it's just because they're trying to write so much. I know that's what it is. It's just overworking the little processors in there, but with time they'll get better, and they have. But I still say I've had a couple different GoPros, and I used 10s because that's what I ended up, getting the last time. The 9, in my opinion, is better than the 10, and I bought a 9, but then I gave it to Rex. So, but I need to. I don't know what it is with these cameras and stuff. It's just stupid. You'd think everything would work fine, but anyways, let's go back and say good morning to everybody. Sorry guys, I went on a rant there for a minute, but y'all mess with GoPros, you know my woes. GoPro woes. So we got Ernest River Rat 3030. It's his birthday today. Happy birthday. It's your birthday, and you can go fishing if you want to, which I'm sure you probably will. You do all the time. Johnny Small Pepper. Good to see you in here, bud. Sampy. Lisa. Thank you for coming in. Misplaced Country Girl. I got to get some. I sent some jigs to you, but I guess I sent them to the wrong address. They came back, and then I never did. I got sidetracked and never contacted you again. I need to get your proper address. Just I know I got it somewhere, but I've I just got to figure it out. I sent it to the wrong address and it got returned. Or I wrote something wrong, zip wrong or something. Where we're at, let's see. Keith, Joe Buck, how you doing? Y'all are going to town with the comments. I'm trying to catch back up. Stuart, good morning. Tribulations Ready Survival. Let's see. What kind of emoji is that supposed to be, Mike? I can't. It looks like heart eyes and some kind of funky teeth. Possum. Glad you're in here, bud. Okay, so Possum Gregory told me that I'm supposed to mail you some stickers and stuff. So I got your address from when you mailed him some stuff. I'm gonna try to remember to do that today. I got a lot of things to do and I keep forgetting. But Gregory wants me to mail you some stuff. So what are you doing, Rosie? Huh? Come here. Come here. You want to say hi to everybody? Oh, her lovey. Oh, her lovey. Let's see, she didn't lick my armpit that time. She's getting older. She's over 2 now. It's amazing that she's grown up so fast. I just can't believe it. But yeah, Possum. Gregory wants me to send you some of my hot pepper flake. It's like, bird seed, the stuff you sprinkle on pizza and stuff. Red pepper flake. But mine is made out of our hot peppers that I dehydrate myself and stuff. So it is a good mix, and I tell you, it's a little spicy. But he said you like that stuff. I just don't stay up late enough to watch. Like last night, I was watching Dustin and Jody, and who all else was on the show last night? I can't think now. I can't even remember. But anyways, I was falling asleep during it all, and I finally went to bed. So I don't even know if I said goodbye. But I can't stay up past like 9 o'clock is my latest. If I stay up past that, I'm falling asleep. But I've been up since 4 o'clock this morning, so laid in bed for an hour and then finally decided to get up. But we went fishing Tuesday over to Eagle Lake, and Gregory caught like 50 bluegill using Gulp minnow. Yeah, right on. I'm glad you're still here, Possum, that you heard that. Yeah, Gregory really likes you. He talks about certain people a lot. So like Dustin is the number one person that he tells me stuff about off the show and stuff. And then there's Tim, Catfish Dog, and then there's you. And of course, when he talks about you, he also says Miss Possum in there too. He talks about her. Yeah, it's just he's really grown to, in his words, that he's all my friends on YouTube, and I tell him he's right. They're all your friends. I was like, they're people that it's okay to be friends with. We had that whole discussion about some people online you don't want to be friends with. Unfortunately, Gregory didn't understand that and sent him back in the day, sent him a picture of his ID and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, you can't do that, son. They're just trying to steal your stuff. He knows now not to do it, but now you're licking my elbow. She wants out, Mama. Now she's licking my armpit. Now she's licking the other elbow. Go lick Mom. She needs it. I'm going to be all slobbered out. Yeah, what I do, I got some actually in the dehydrator right now. So I grow this year we grew jalapenos, chili peppers, and Thai chilies and bell peppers. So what I do is I dehydrate. I just chop the bell peppers and just a little. Rosie, get down. Naomi, please take her out. She just about knocked everything off my table, jumping up on me. Please.
Hey, we'll go back out. Let's go.
Now I forgot what I was saying. Oh,
Hot pepper.
the hot pepper. When you go to cut your hot peppers, to put in your dehydrator, just take your shelves of your dehydrator and set them in front of you. Rosie, go outside. Go.
Thank you.
But take your hot pepper. So like, I don't have a. I guess I could go get a hot pepper. But anyways, hold your hot pepper by the stem, and then cut just ever so slightly the skin off the tip. Because if you try to dehydrate that tip, it'll curl up on itself a lot of times, and there'll still be moisture in there, and you think that there's not, and it can mold your other peppers. So I just cut off the very, very tip of that pepper, and then as I'm laying over the rack, that's why I just cut them into rings up to the stem, and then I throw the stem in the bowl and throw it in the compost. But I do that with my peppers because it makes it easier for me to handle since I'm leaning over, the counter in my wheelchair and stuff. Usually I put a bowl in my lap and cut them up in there and then just dump them in mine because my dehydrator deal don't have a big hole in the middle. So some dehydrators have that hole in the middle. You got to put them down on the shelf. Or if you got a square one, that's nice. You just dump them out. And then it'll just lay them flat and dehydrate them off. And it makes some really good spicy stuff to shake on your stuff. Oh, almost didn't show you that little jig. But this is a size 8, 1/64 head. So I've been tying up some of these tiny stuff because we've been doing some fishing for bluegill and shell crackers. Hey, Glacier Shark, welcome in. Good morning. Chad Thompson. Hey, you did. I tried to look up that flathead video or flathead picture that you posted on Facebook. I clicked on it and it wanted me to sign into my Facebook. I don't know what was up to that, but then I went to your YouTube and tried to watch that, and I couldn't find that video nowhere with that big old flathead you was holding. So did you post it on YouTube or is it just on Facebook? Or was I looking at an old post just thinking it was a new post? Cutest little jig ever. Okay, so this is like you guys know that I tie a jig called the gizzard shad, and I don't have any laying. Sometimes I have some laying around, but I tie a jig that I call the gizzard shad. So it's got rubber skirt and gray feather and silver chenille and purple head and stuff. Well, here's the little lavendery purple head, and this one this is just a baby shad. So shad and shad. This is the baby shad. So what I do is I just take some rubbers and I just fold one in half basically. So just fold one in half. I get my fat fingers to work today. So you hold that back to about where you want it. So you want it just sticking out about 1/4 inch past that hook. Then in order to hold it so it pinches around and not roll your stuff, I kind of run that thread up between my fingers and hold it for a second. Give her a couple wraps, take your loop, and then hold it down. That second one, you're not going to wrap as tight because you already tied it down in with the other one. And that ensures that, if you wrap it tight, it's going to want to make those rubbers do that. So if you wrap it loosely, it'll point out more backwards. So then you can just trim that. And that's 4, and that's all I'm putting in there. If you wanted to add a little more, you can take that 6th one and put it in there. But we're going to save that. And then these are just going to have this little, if I can find it here. So like, the little baby shads, they're pretty white, but I still think that they got kind of a gray to them. So if I could get it dug out here, I have the gray that I use that's called Silver Bullet. So it's a lighter silvery gray. And I guess you can say that it's just silver, but to me it's got a silver gray to it. So right there. Hey, Uncle Don, how you doing? Appreciate you coming in. Matt, want to be outdoors. Yeah, if everybody didn't know, today is River Rat's birthday. Old River Rat 3030 Ernest. It's his birthday today. So happy birthday to him again. But this is so y'all know that it's his birthday and y'all can say it to him. He wishes he was 21 again with the knowledge he had, probably. I don't know if he'd want to go back that far, but at least have the. I know I'm like a lot of my friends and we don't say that we want to go back to that age. We just say that we wish we had the body of that age. At least a body that didn't hurt. But Ernest, he's been hitting the banks. There for a minute. It seemed like he slowed down, but I think it was just because I was missing videos or missing his post on Facebook. That's what I watch most than anything. Okay, so this one I'm just the baby shad. So come on, focus out. If y'all get it, y'all get it. Anyhow, these little baby ones are kind of hard to see. We're just tying up some different stuff, chasing them shell crackers and them bluegills. You know how they, yeah, see, absolutely. Sometimes they get picky. So the other day we was fishing, and I was trying my hardest to catch golden shiners because the place we was fishing, Rex has caught a 9-inch golden shiner out of there. So I was trying my hardest. I was using size 14 double X fly hooks, streamer hooks, and was using them to try to catch. Man, I got all my stuff is all tangled all the heck. I got to start putting things back in bags or clean up my stuff. But I was using that and a drop shot rig, and I was drop shotting red wigglers, and I just catching big bluegill. But Gregory caught one that was. I'm saying it was 10 inches, but we never measured it. But it was a big bluegill. He says it was 10 inches too. So this is Gregory's fish. He can say what he wants. We're not trying to win no competition, shoving no weights down no fish or nothing. So we don't fish competitively. I'm not a competitive person like that. So like, I like watching y'all doing the one-on-ones or the group tournament things and stuff. Those are great. Y'all do your thing. I like watching them, but I ain't competing in none of them. Even when I get my boat out there and stuff, I might do a one-on-one maybe or something that's fun, but I never tried to raise my boys that way because that kind of, now Timothy has turned into a competition shooter and he goes after the big giant bucks and all that, and I've only shot one buck on my entire life. All the rest were does. I went after the meat, not the trophy. I always look down on the trophy hunters. Now, maybe that's my fault, and I shouldn't have never looked down on the trophy hunters, but I kind of did, and that was, there again, that was my sin, not theirs. So it just is what it is. I am not that person. I do not compete. I do not like making things a contest. I would rather just do it for fun and be there to enjoy the experience with you. So Gregory was real proud of that gill. I'm sure he was. You know what? He can catch a big old catfish, or he can catch a 10-inch bluegill, and he's going to brag 10 times more about that 10-inch bluegill than he will that big old catfish. I guarantee it. Now, when we go out and get this boat finished, which is driving me bonkers, so I'll tell you that story here in a second. But when we start getting out on the boat, chasing bigger fish and stuff, we catch something, 20, 30, 40 pounds, and Gregory will be bragging on it. But the boat, the controls and the cables on the boat. Okay, the cables are really stiff, but they're 40 years old, 50, almost 50 years old. I tried to lube them and stuff, but it's always made that shifter hard to shift. Well, when I took the lower unit off, Gregory kind of played with it a little bit, and I'm not saying that he did anything wrong because it's just Gregory messing with stuff. So the alignment thing got messed up, which no big deal. Put it back in neutral and drop the lower unit down on the two bolts, just enough for the shifter link to separate. Clock it over right, put it back together, snug it up with just the two bolts, and then spin the motor to see if it's engaged or not, and if you got forward reverse, you'll be able to tell. Um, and if all else, start it up. As long as you're not putting it under full throttle, those two bolts will be enough to hold. If you're scared, put in another one in the back, and get it realigned, and then be fine. So, but I got into we don't have throttle only, right? The throttle only is a key when you have an older engine and you need that RPM to get it to first start. So mine will crank over and crank over and crank over, and then it'll blah, blah, blah. Then I have to crank it, crank it, crank it, blah, blah, blah. It's because we've never had the throttle only to give it some RPM to start up without launching us off into the dam. Um, but anyways, I was over at Cabela's, and guy over there, he's like, he works there and stuff, and he's part of the fishing community that I'm involved with. And he's like, hey, I got controls that I took off of my 200 Merc that I replaced and put a Suzuki on. And I was like, okay, what do you want for him? He told me $50. Um, I retained my excitement and said, okay, sure. You want me when you want me to come back? And he's like, come back Sunday. I went back Sunday. I tried to offer I gave him his $50, but I tried to offer him 100 and he wouldn't take it. So I'm grateful to that man. He says, we're just here. I just want to help you out, Dave. So, but I want to make it fair. So I was like, hey, so I ended up telling him I only had 20s. So I ended up making him take 60. So at least he took 60. He only wanted 50, but a great gentleman, and I'm greatly appreciative for him doing that for us. But they're sitting in the back seat of the truck. I got to get them put on. I've just been really busy, and we haven't had a chance yet. As soon as I get those back on, we'll be able to know, and I'll make sure the lower unit is snug and back up where it's supposed to be and all that. And then I'll hook the water muffs up, and we'll run the hose and everything, and make sure that we have forward and reverse and all that stuff. Well, then when I'm done with that, I got to figure out what's wrong with the trolling motor, because when Gregory went to pull the trolling motor up out of the water, he pulled the head off the trolling motor, the screw fell out. So, if it ain't one thing, it's 45 others. It's a boat, break out another 1,000. Anyways, I don't know. We'll get that boat running eventually. I mean, there can only be so many things that can go wrong, and once you start fixing them and you get them all fixed, but anyways, we'll get it all done. Joshua, welcome in, bud. I appreciate you. Gregory is at the thrift store. When he gets back, he will have show and tell, and then after that, we gotta go mow. I hate working on lower units. Yeah, well, this motor was not the motor that I got with the pontoon boat. When I bought the pontoon boat from my buddy Jason, the motor on it was a good motor, except for it had low compression. And I'm thinking that it was just because it was setting for 14 freaking years. So I was like, oh, yeah, sure, I'll buy it. I bought it from him. I got a smoking deal on the boat. I didn't care if the motor ran or not. But we got it to start, and it ran for about 30 seconds, and then it was done. It locked up. So it was crap to begin with, and the guy was right. The mechanic that we took it to just wasn't worth trying to save. Well, something come loose very quick and ate that thing alive. Hey, Danny, how you doing, bud? Sorry, I seen you in there, but then I didn't say nothing. Brain fart talking. But yeah, the boat is just being stubborn, and I'm being stubborn, and it was a bit too hot to work on it, and so, but I've got everything now to fix it. Hopefully the head unit on the trolling motor is just simply take it apart and plug a wire back in or something. It comes on, it beeps. It just doesn't move the deal. So maybe the power down to the lower unit for it to drive is not working, but everything else up top is. So, but we'll get it figured out. And if not, I'll take it over to El Dorado and have them fix it and just pay the money to have them fix the trolling motor. And then we'll be back in business. What I would really like to do is I would like to save up enough money. I wanted to buy a plasma cutter from my shop, but I think where I'll be better ahead for now, instead of that, I just keep using grinding discs and all that stuff and just doing it the hard way. The plasma cutter is $2,000 that I wanted. So I take that money instead, and I still got to save up some more to get to that, but save that money up. And I want to buy a Garmin trolling motor to go with my Garmin unit. So it's all linked together, or buy a used, uh, whatever goes with Minn Kota. What's the head units, the side sonar that goes with uh, Minn Kota? Is it Lowrance? Or I think it's Lowrance. But or buy something like that if I could get this trolling motor working. I want something that links together, because when we went fishing this last time, we are not versed enough to run the motor and fish at the same time. They're trying to keep the trolling motor, turned and all that. I got the electronics. I need something that links to my electronics to make that thing do what I want it to do. Back to work, Danny. All right. Thanks for stopping in, bud. Appreciate you. Hopefully, you should be getting them that package I sent you today. I almost said what it was. Should be getting that package today. So hopefully you enjoy your surprise. That was those are, like I said, those are, who those are from. I already told you that they was coming to keep your eye out so nobody steals it. But anyways, get your butt back to work. Minn Kota links to Hummingbird. Okay. Well, then I need to get a Hummingbird unit to mount. Leave my Garmin on there, on the console of the pontoon boat, so whoever's driving can see what they're running over and all that stuff. But then up front with the trolling motor, put the other unit up there to where it's right there with the trolling motor, and whoever's running the trolling motor can be watching that unit for whatever's in front of the boat, because I have the transit on the other unit on the back of the boat. So I don't think it hurts to have a couple different units. It's money. Oh, plasma cutter. I need to have a cut 3/8 angle iron this weekend. Yeah, the Glacier Shark 3/8 angle iron. Yeah, the plasma cutter I got that I want will cut 5/8 clean. But I want I can't remember. I can't pronounce the dang name. I can't. But it's at the welding shop. Let's see what color was I want to do. I'm too much going on in my head at once here. But yeah, I think since I already got the trolling motor, it'd be cheaper to buy the head unit to go with the trolling motor I got. I just got to get the one I got to get it fixed. A local store, butcher store. Oh, right on, right on. I got my gear on today. Yeah, Chad is still my number one fan. He still is reps my gear the most out of anybody. And of course, I noticed that Spencer from River Certified has really been repping my shirt lately. It's awesome. I met him at CatCon. I finally got to meet him. Great dude. He's a lot calmer than I am, or at least he appears to be, anyways. Um, he he's been pumping out some good videos lately with Micah. So If y'all don't have Spencer from River Certified or Micah uh, Burkhart, you don't have them, make sure you go find them. And I'm sure somebody in here can probably find their links and throw it up if they could or would. But yeah, I mean, River Certified, you type that in and he'll pop right up. So Micah does too. But they've both got, they both or I've given them both jigs. I sold Micah jigs, but I've given jigs to Spencer. I give jigs to a lot of people. And then Spencer got my shirt. I didn't know how at first, but then I found out. But I'm not going to say. It's okay. There's no need to worry about where he got it. Just that he wears it.
He wears it a lot.
I have a package next time I go. I'm gonna get him your card and 2 of the jigs. Right on, Chad. You're awesome, bud. Yeah, plasma is a great way to cut stainless. In my shop, if y'all don't know, I make rod holders. So in my shop, and then also I rebuild old cars. So right now, just this last month, I worked on a 98 Jeep Wrangler. The frame was rotten out, so I replaced all that and gusseted it, and did all the stuff with a thing. It's a gusset deal that has the lower and upper control arms with the sway bar link already made onto it and stuff that you could buy prefabricated, so everything's in its proper place. It's the easiest way to do it off of eBay. So that's what I did, and that was that video. Hey, Craig Outdoors Adventures. Good morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world. Yes, sir. Yeah, hey, Mark, welcome in, bud. Hope you're having a great day. Hope everything at the doctor turned out all right the other day. So, anyways, most of you in here are friends of mine. Some of y'all I'm just now seeing for the first time. Let's have a cup of coffee. Holy cow, that looks like people I found. Hey, y'all. Burrito catfishing lady. Boy, y'all really sharing me out today. Some new faces in here. Well, anyways, I'm Dave. Double hook angling. Welcome in, everybody. We sit here and BS and tie jigs and talk about things. So we were talking about the boat and the pontoon boat that I bought. I haven't had a boat since I've been in the wheelchair. And, for those that are just coming in, I am in a wheelchair. So at least I don't have to find a seat to sit down anywhere. So, and I can flip back and forth real easy without having to get up out of my chair and go get something. So it's okay. You got to make life work with what you got. So, but I do have a metal shop. I do work on old cars. I'm working on a 64 Rambler right now, and I do have another YouTube channel, which is Lemon Fab. I just put the video out about the Jeep on there the other day. So if you want to go watch that, you can. Be forewarned. I cuss on that channel. I have a potty mouth on that channel, but it's a shop channel. It's for guys and gals that just want to watch people be in the shop. When you're in the shop, things happen, you get frustrated, you say stuff. I got mad on the video that I just did, and I said stuff. So I even said the F-bomb in that video. And no, I don't think I edited it out. I think I left it in there. I don't know. But it is what it is. I don't ever expect that channel to be monetized. And if it would, okay, whatever. I don't care. I'm comfortable in life. I've lived without nothing for so long. I'm good with living without nothing. But yeah, and then my son Gregory is a big part of our channel, and Gregory is autistic, but he loves to get on some of y'all's shows and have some good conversations now. It's taken him years, years, to just say something. He's always been ghost watching y'all. I know he's been watching Dustin for a while, like almost a year and a half at least, if not two. Oh, Team Snag and Whiskers. He's been watching. Uh, oh, there's another one that he said that he watched all the time. I can't remember now. Him and I watch different people, so I get lost sometimes. Oh, right on. Yeah, I tie flies on here too, Craig. That's cool. Your beach fishing's going to be different than mine. I've never seen saltwater. I live in the Kansas in the middle of the United States, and right now my river's 3 inches deep. That deep. I know y'all don't go by inches over there, but that would be about 8 centimeters, 10 centimeters, something like that. Gregory is a star and a great angler. You dang right, Gregory. This channel was started because of wanting to get Gregory more involved into doing stuff. But when I started it, I couldn't ever get him involved in anything, and couldn't. And when we would go fishing, he didn't want me to record and stuff. So all I did was the fly tying videos in the beginning, and that's how it actually started out. And then people started to encourage me more and more, and then I finally just conned him into it one day. Just sub to me. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. But anyways, let's get back to tying some jigs. So we'll tie something a little bigger y'all can see. I'm just using up what's left in my boxes over here. I literally probably only have maybe 30 jigs or so left before I have to go powder more. And I do pour my own lead, paint my own heads. I think that I will be live again next week. I think my health has improved greatly lately. I had a heart attack. What's it been? 5 months now? Something like 4.5 months now. A couple weeks after we got back from CatCon, I had a heart attack. So whenever that was.
CatCon gave you a heart attack.
Yeah, I actually started having problems at CatCon. The first night we were there at CatCon, I was having chest pain and stuff like that up in the motel room, and felt really faint and stuff. I just went to bed. Thank God I didn't die in the middle of the night at the motel room. But I thought I had real bad indigestion and heartburn. And then when I got home, I felt bad a few more times, and then I ended up having the heart attack. And when I had the heart attack, they said that my heart has signs that this isn't the first time, basically. So now I've completely changed my diet and do exactly what I'm told to. I have ADD. When I was a kid, they just called it being hyperactive, attention deficit. So attention disorder, whatever it was. I was in, special ed and stuff like that, and I was in a lot of behavioral disorder classes. I couldn't sit down. I couldn't stay still. I got up. I moved around. I did all kinds of stuff. I'd get done with my schoolwork fast. My grades all the way through school was straight A's. So I struggled with English and stuff like that. But who don't? Yeah, where Gregory's using frozen peas. Yeah, Gregory's using frozen peas on one of the videos. But yeah, but with that, my brain goes everywhere. So you guys will have to just bear with me. Sometimes I lose train of thought. I switch subjects all over the place and things like that. And I talk really fast sometimes, and sometimes I don't talk fast. And if you don't, and right now, like I can move my legs and my feet, even though I'm in a wheelchair. I'm a L4 incomplete, which means I have, movement. I just function at like 10%. But like right now, I'm fidgeting my legs like crazy because I'm having a conversation with y'all. Y'all make me nervous. And then also, there's times where I sit there and when I'm talking to you, I do the whole finger thingy. I don't know what it is. I got to burn energy. But tying jigs, I switch off a lot too. Even when I'm just tying for myself, I don't tie straight runs. I'll tie like 6, and then I'll change colors, and then I'll go back just because I get bored with it. So there you go. There's a nice jig for y'all. But we've been doing a lot of fishing for bluegill lately, so I just figured up we'd tie some more. Of course, I shouldn't say a lot of fishing. We've only been fishing like 4 times in the last month. Hey, Dave, welcome in. Any fan, what are you doing? But if y'all don't know, on this channel, if you're a mod, share out the mods or share out the not mods. Share yourselves out if you're a mod. Share your video or your YouTube channels, basically, is what I'm saying. So that's what this is all about. If you have questions or comments, just throw them up there, and hopefully they don't go by too fast for me to see them. Thanks, Mark, for throwing some stuff up there. Yeah, I don't know. I just having that heart attack made me start thinking a lot about things. You think about life and stuff like that, and normally and what have you, and then something major like a heart attack or life event, car crash, you know get ran over by some idiot that don't watch out for you, that kind of thing. There's several people that I know that have been ran over by people on the road, accidents and stuff. Couple of you. Well, I know one person in here that was ran over by a car on his motorcycle, and then I know a few other people did the same thing. I have a buddy that him and his wife were riding, and they got hit by a motorcycle, and she lost her leg. And this was years ago, but she lived for a long time. And then, of course, the big C word got her, and she was gone. She was a good lady. She was a godly lady. Even though she was a biker, she was a godly lady. You can be a biker. Most bikers believe. I believe. Technically, I'm a biker. Now I roll on two big wheels that sit under my butt all the time, and not a bike. I've been thinking about getting a trike, or building one. I'd really like to build one in my shop. Build me a big wheel. Go find a old rear end, old Curry rear end from back in the day out of a Model T or something like that, and quick change rear end. You hot rod guys know what I mean. And then build me a frame off of something. Get a nice S&S motor, throw in there something, like get a 110 plus cubic inches, throw up in there. I want something that it makes your heart beat when you set on it. But it's got to have a seat for mama on the back, and then I'll go cruising. I thought about getting like a Quivera trike or something like that. But, I almost well, when I was young, I even almost joined the club for a while, and I was a prospect, and the lifestyle was not, me and mama all discombobulated. It's like I slept crooked. I got up and I didn't wash my hair or my beard, so I'm like discombobulated. But yeah, I was a prospect at one time, and it just the lifestyle that they led was a little bit, more than I wanted at the time. Let's put it that way. There was too much white stuff laying around on tables that people were running up their snoot and shooting up their veins. I wasn't into that. I smoked my fair share of Christmas trees, but yeah, I wasn't never nothing like the hard stuff. I did it once, and boy, I felt like I was gonna come unglued. Didn't sleep for 3 days. That was the worst mistake I ever made. I'd never done it again. Yeah. I don't know. I would love to get a bike again. How do you being in a wheelchair now? I'd have to go and I guess I could get a two-wheeled bike, and they got the little pop-down training wheel things that go underneath for people that now. Um, Most bikes you can put electric shift on now with the solenoid down there and shift for you just fine, and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I can put a side cart on a bike and then get it to where the side cart would hold, my dog, or that's not the color I wanted. The side cart would hold the dog, or the side cart could hold my gear, my fishing gear, or the side cart could hold Gregory, or Mama, or whatever. I thought about all kinds of things, but right now my biggest priority is getting my Rambler done. As soon as I get all I got left to do is paint the dang thing. I got to put some top coat uh, glaze on it. I got some pinholes I want to fill, and then I'll put on my uh, high build primer. And once I get that done, sand the tar out of it and get it to where I like it, and then I'll shoot the car. I mean, still, it's going to take me a month or two to do, but I'll get the Rambler done. I'm putting the thing up for sale. I'm going to just sell it. I mean, anybody want a 64 V8 classic hardtop Rambler? I'll sell it. I'm just going to sell it, and then I'm going to turn around. I'm going to put all that money into the 77 Malibu that I have that I would actually rather be working on. And I think what I'm going to do with the 77 Malibu is I'm going to try to find me a 454 and drop it in there, even if I got to get one out of an old camper. There's still plenty of campers around here for sale for cheap. I'm not going to tell none of you where they're at neither. I know where there's one at right now. I probably pick up for $1,500 with 454 that ran one parked. So still got the carburetor, still has the carburetor on it, still has the breather on it. And, I mean, it's fine. But the transmission was bad, which I don't care, because what I'm going to do to the motor, putting a new cam in it and having the head work done, I'm going to need to upgrade the transmission anyways. I don't care if it's turbo 400 or not. It'll still need to be redone. So it wouldn't matter to me. I would have a good drivetrain and then put that in the Malibu. And then, of course, now it's got to be an automatic, not a stick. If it was my choice, I'd have a stick shift. None of my vehicles would be automatic if I had my choice. But I'm going to build up my 77 Malibu back to its somewhat formal glory.
Bench seat.
I'm going to put the bench seat back in it, Mom. Yes. She's over there screaming bench seat if you didn't hear that. Yeah, and that's another thing I'm afraid of, Chad, myself, is if I get a bike or build a bike, am I even going to be able to ride the dang thing because of my back? Some vehicles I have a hard time riding in. So, am I even be able to, that's why I was thinking a nice trike, good suspension, good shocks, might be all right, but who knows? So I'm going to play her by ear. If something comes up, that I can't resist, well, I may just do it. If not, then I got enough projects right now to keep me busy for about 5 years, because I have the 77 Malibu, I have the 87 Grand Marquis with a 351 in it. I have can't remember. I have another Chevy. I can't remember what year it is though. So, and then I'm trying to buy Jason's 75 Malibu. My buddy Jason's 75 Malibu has been sitting in the field for 20 years. Trying to buy that. Setting 10 feet over from my 77 Malibu. But he don't want to sell me that one. He says his son wants that one, so I want it. I really do. And I think if I just wait patiently, I'll get told one day. Yeah, well, it's the same thing with the boat. Jason didn't want to sell me the boat until things happened where he needed to sell the boat. I cannot find that chenille. I have got a freaking disaster here. Here it is. I really got to clean up my mess. Y'all do that? Y'all get done tying something and then just lay a pile there and then get the pile built up so much? Never mind.
Uh-oh. You got another monkey for the dog. Better go show Daddy.
That's funny. Oh, Gregory's home. Just in time. It's show and tell time. As soon as he gets stuff unpacked real quick. Don't let her have it yet. Come show her. All right, so for y'all newbies in here, which I greatly appreciate y'all coming in, at the end of our show, when Gregory gets home from the thrift store, we show what he gets, and we call it Gregory Show and Tell time. So, what you got, Gregory? He's got the dogs going nuts because he got a stuffed toy for the Doberman. All right, so there's that little jig, orange and black. Hope you can see it. Come here, Greg. Let's show him what you got, Greg. All righty. What's Greg got today? What you got, Greg? Muscle cars. What's that on the front? You gonna tell him? You talk to everybody in there. Look, you talk to everybody in there online. You gonna talk to him? He said nope. All right. So, anyways. You got it. She ain't in the picture. I'm trying to get her in the picture. Oh, there she is. Give it to her. Let her have it. All right. Is that all you got to say, Gregory? Huh? All right. I guess that's all Gregory's got to say. Smiles and smiles and smiles. Everybody knows what Gregory smiles means. Y'all can give him crap about it later. Y'all give him some crap about it later when he's on one of your lives. It's like, you talk to us, Gregory. Why can't you talk to us in person? Nah, he gets really bashful. I don't know why. Even people that sometimes he'll talk to some people and then sometimes he won't talk to the same person. So who knows? But anyways, I greatly appreciate each and every one of y'all being here. We're going to cut her a little short today. Sometimes I go to 9:30, you know that. But it's going to get really hot today, and I got to go mow 5 acres. So, well, me and Gregory. So anyways, I'll greatly appreciate y'all being here. And once again, Ernest, happy birthday. Appreciate you. Everybody kind of go sub to everybody else, and I will catch y'all. I think we'll try to do a show midweek or something in the evening. Try not to run over anybody's toes. I know some of y'all has got shows starts at 7 and stuff. I won't be that late, but maybe we'll do something right after dinner or something for an hour, or, one of these days. If not, I'll see you next Friday. I'm going to start being back every Friday morning. My health has improved enough now, I think, to where I don't feel so tired all the time. I have still been sleeping like 10 hours at night, which it's for me, that's, unusual. I've been going to bed sometimes 7:30, 8 o'clock. So, but, it takes time for your health to get back. It takes time for stuff like that. I did have a major heart attack. I had the Widowmaker, what they called it. 1 in 25 survived. So I feel lucky just to wake up every morning. I've always said, be blessed. Tomorrow is not promised. I mean it. And I mean it more so now than ever. Y'all be great. Y'all just go do your thing. Have fun. Try not to get angry at people, but sometimes if it happens, it happens. Just take it easy and try to learn to walk away a little bit more, maybe. Sometimes it makes them matter to walk away from them. So y'all be blessed. Y'all take care. Go tie something.